The most dangerous mistake innocent people make is believing others think the way they do. They assume honesty is common, that kindness is shared, that good intentions are the default. Machiavelli warned us centuries ago, not because he was cruel, but because he understood human nature. People are driven by self-interest, by survival, by status, by incentives. They will smile while it benefits them. They will promise while it costs them nothing. And they will change the moment circumstances change. This is not an argument for paranoia. It is a call for awareness. Watch what people do when pressure appears, when a reward is at stake, when loyalty becomes inconvenient. Power does not punish innocence. It punishes naivety. Final beat, fade to black. Never assume good intentions. Observe incentives. In the bright lights of the modern office, we speak the language of collaboration, transparency, and culture. But beneath the glass and steel, the ancient laws remain unchanged. The first rule of survival in any hierarchy is simple: never assume good intentions. In a world where everyone is the hero of their own story, your downfall is rarely personal. It is merely a stepping stone for someone else's ascent. When a colleague offers constructive feedback, do not look at the words, look at the practical reality. Ask yourself, does this critique improve the project, or does it diminish your standing while elevating theirs? A wise leader understands that appearances matter more than truth, and a smile is often the best veil for a maneuver. Even in your daily walk, remember, human nature is governed by necessity, not virtue. To depend on the goodness of a stranger or the loyalty of a brand is to hand them the shears. You must calculate the risks of every alliance. It is not about being cynical, it is about being decisive. If you rely on the love of your peers, you are a hostage to their whims. But if you rely on their self-interest, you have a foundation of stone. They will support you as long as it is profitable to do so, and you must ensure it remains so. Trust is a luxury for those who do not wish to lead. For the rest of us, there is only prudence and cunning. Assume nothing. Verify everything. Because in the modern game, the one who assumes the best of people is usually the first one shown the door. In the modern world, Machiavelli's philosophy is less about cruelty and more about a clinical, calculated understanding of how people operate when interests are on the line. We are told that teamwork makes the dream work. We are told to bring our whole selves to work. But the practical reality of the modern world is far more transactional. To master your environment, you must master the first rule: never assume good intentions. This isn't about being a cynic, it is about being prudent. It is the realization that in any hierarchy, everyone is navigating their own necessity. In the boardroom, collaboration is often a code for shared liability. In the parking lot, friendship is often a placeholder for proximity. A leader, a true prince of the modern age, knows that human nature is fickle. They will stand by you while it is profitable, but they will vanish the moment the ROI turns negative. When someone offers you an opportunity, don't look at the promise. Look at the motive. Ask yourself, why me? Why now? What do they lose if I succeed? And what do they gain if I fail? It is safer to be feared than loved, even in the 21st century. Because love is a debt that people find excuses not to pay. But respect, born from the knowledge that you are decisive and see through the veil, that is a currency that never devalues. So, keep your virtue for your private life, and your cunning for your career. Trust no one's internal compass. Trust only the direction their interests are pointing. Because the moment you assume they mean well, you give them the power to prove you wrong. To navigate the modern corporate landscape with Machiavellian precision, you must treat every interaction as a strategic move. While these rules may seem cold, they are designed to protect your interests in environments where resources and recognition are limited. The modern laws of corporate power. The law of strategic appearance. A leader must cultivate the image of a great leader, even if it requires bending traditional morals. In a professional setting, perceptions of your competence and morality often matter more than the reality of your actions. The priority of fear over love. If you cannot be both, it is significantly safer to be feared than loved. Love is a fickle bond that colleagues may break for their own gain. while fear, maintained by the dread of professional consequences, is a more reliable motivator. The advisor rule. The first way to judge a leader's intelligence is by the quality of the people they keep around them. Surround yourself with wise advisors whose own success is tied to yours, ensuring their counsel is both sharp and aligned with your interests. Calculated risk and decisiveness. Every corporate action carries risk. The goal is not to avoid danger, but to calculate the risks and act with absolute decisiveness. Hesitation is often seen as weakness, while a swift, well-calculated move commands respect. The necessity of doing wrong. To maintain your position, you must occasionally know how to do wrong and act ruthlessly when necessary. This might mean prioritizing the preservation of your power, the department's stability over idealistic notions of fairness. Applying the rules to modern challenges. Performance reviews. Treat it as a struggle for power. Focus on how your achievements protected the state, your department, rather than on personal merit alone. Office politics. Use cunning and the practical realism of human nature. Outfox opponents by building alliances that are mutually profitable but easily discarded if the ROI turns negative. Team conflicts. Remember that conflict can create liberty or control. Use a divide and rule strategy to prevent anyone subordinate from gaining enough influence to challenge your authority. In modern power dynamics, Machiavelli's philosophy replaces idealism with a clinical focus on prudence and cunning. By grounding your actions in the practical reality of human nature and the certainty of self-interest, you move from being a passenger in your career to the architect of your own preservation of power. In the end, never assuming good intentions is not a path to isolation, but the ultimate act of decisiveness, a shield that ensures that while others are blindsided by betrayal, you remain untouchable on your own terms.